Okay, let us continue our discussion on the technical terms in the subject matter, specifically in chapter 1. We ended last time on those technical terms that starts with letter N. So for now, let us start with letter O onwards. So the term here is no parking area, no, which means uh, a portion of the thoroughfare between two consecutive no parking signs. I already mentioned that a while ago. Uh, the next topic here is on the one-way thoroughfare. This means a thoroughfare on which vehicles are permitted to travel in one direction only, as indicated by the appropriate signs or signal. So one way. In other words, alam niyo naman yan, when it is one way, then you cannot use that again as your exit, no? So it will only be used as the entrance and not exit. So in other words, when you go, you are not allowed to move back, no? That is a one-way street or thoroughfare. Overall travel speed, that is the speed over a specified section of highway, being the distance divided by overall travel time. Another is overall travel time, that is the time of travel. The other one is the speed over. So time of travel, including stops and delays, except those of the traveled way. So, yeah, no? Yung isa is speed, no? Gaano kabilis yung yung movement ng vehicle in one movement, no? So itong isa naman is overall travel time, no? Travel times, example from Alfonso Lista to Baguio City, no? So that includes the stops and delays. So may delay in the movement of traffic, or there is a stop, no? Example, alam naman natin, example yung mga bus stop. So including that, and as a whole, if it is 3 hours, then that is the overall travel time. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-minus. So another term is overpass. Overpass is a grade separation where the subject highway passes over an intersecting highway or railroad, also called as overcrossing. So ang overpass, overcrossing, they are just the same. So yan naman yung alam na naman yan, no? So pag ito yung kalsada, for example, yan. Yan yung kalsada, no? That is a two-way traffic. Then there is another road here above, no? The roadway above. So may poste yan. So common yan sa Baguio City pag nakikita nyo, no? Then I do not know in your places in Alfonso Lista. As far as I remember, no? Wala pa akong nakitang overpass or overcrossing, no? In the main campus, if you were able to go there, no, there is one part there in the highway where there is an overpass, no? It is for pedestrian to cross, no? So including railroad sa Metro Manila, na mga structure yan, no, crossing above the highway, no, para dadaan ang ibang sasakyan or daanan ng train yan. So that is overpass or overcrossing. Okay? So another is the term overtake. Yan, common na ginagawa niyan, no, to those who are driving motor vehicle, no? So overtake is to pass or attempt to overtake or pass a slower moving vehicle traveling in the same direction. So yeah, in the same direction, okay? You are moving in this way, no? Katulad ng headway, no? So no, when you pass or attempt to pass or pass a slower moving vehicle, then that is overtake. Okay, overtake. No, in Ifugao we call it overtake. Overtake. Huh? Overtake. But that is overtake. Okay. So, and always remember, as part of the traffic rules, when you overtake, you always remember the rule, keep right, no? Keep right. All right, so do not forget that. No, always keep right. Then one golden rule, the 10 commandment in traffic safety is uh, if in doubt, no? If in doubt, no? Pag ikaw ay nagmamaneho at yung utak mo may duda, na baka hindi mo kaya na mag-overtake or nag-aalanganin ka to overtake, then sabi niya, if in doubt, do not overtake. If in doubt, do not overtake. No? Ayan. Okay? So do not forget that for your safety. Okay? Kasi sometimes yung instinct natin, no, nakaka-totoo. So park or parking, that is the act of stopping and keeping a motor vehicle for a time on a public highway. No? Park or parking. Parked is a vehicle is safe to be parked if it is stationary for the period during which the vehicle is not limited to the time needed to pick up or set down persons or goods. So, pag yung sasakyan mo, nilagay mo doon for a longer period of time, no? Sa ibang lugar, may ordinance sila that it should be 5 minutes. Pag wala ka doon, then it is considered parked. And if the area where you park your vehicle is not allowed, then you suffer the penalty for that matter, illegal parking. So parking area is a part of traffic management. Just imagine our surroundings. Kung walang parking area, especially this time that almost everybody have his or her own motor vehicle, no? So therefore, in order for the motorists not to use areas that are obstructing the movement of vehicles, no, then a parking area should be allotted, no, by our traffic managers, no. So parking area means a portion of the thoroughfare where parking is permitted as indicated by the appropriate notices or parking signs, no. So parking lane is an auxiliary lane primarily for the parking of vehicles. Katulad sa highway, no? So kung there are 4 lanes or 3 lanes, no, or 2 lanes, then yung isang lane gagamitin yan as parking lane. So iba naman yung area kasi uh, uh, sometimes, no, it is a special part, no, or area where the volumes of vehicles can park there. So yung lane is no, an auxiliary lane primarily for the parking of vehicles. Okay. The next is passenger car equivalence. The representation of larger vehicles such as trucks and buses as equal to the quantity of passengers cars for use in level of service and capacity analysis. The magnitude of the equivalence is dependent upon vehicle size and weight, vehicle operating characteristics, vehicle speed, and roadway characteristics such as gradient. Pakibasa na lang yan. The term passing is the length of highway required for a vehicle to execute a normal passing maneuver as related to a design condition and design speed. So passing is the length of highway required for a vehicle to execute depending kung anong klaseng sasakyan mo, ano yung condition ng sasakyan mo. Yan. Kasi kung ang sasakyan mo is a bulldozer, no? Yan. Gusto mong mag-overtake sa isang car or sport utility vehicle, no? Gusto mong i-overtake, then you have to consider, no, your passing or the length of highway required. Kasi dahil mabagal ka, then kailangan in a short span of time no, naka-leave ka na doon o naka-overtake ka na, no? Yan. Pero pag mabilis ka, no, or yung sasakyan mo is bagong-bago, then your passing or the length of highway is different, no? So kahit nasa medyo malayo-layo ka, sa sasakyan na gusto mong i-overtake, then pwede ka makapassing because kakayanin yan ng iyong sasakyan. Okay? So always remember that. So when you are passing, especially during overtake, you have to consider your passing or the length of highway required for your vehicle to execute a normal passing maneuver. Para hindi yung nasa kalagitnaan ka na, hindi ka pa naka-overtake, meron ng sasakyan. That is why kailangan, no, as the driver, you have to calculate, no, the length of highway required depending on your vehicle. Okay, then next is pedestrian, a person traveling on foot. Okay, so yung mga nagmo-motorcycle, when you're operating a motorcycle, for example, you are not a pedestrian. You can be considered a driver or a motorist. Pedestrian path is a footway or track reserved for the use of pedestrian or joggers. So, yan, yung footway or is that sidewalk, no? That is a pedestrian path. Then permissible maximum mass. The maximum mass of a laden vehicle declared permissible by the competent authority of the state in which the vehicle is registered. So permissible maximum mass. So sa example, sa mga public transport natin, sa jeepney, meron itong permissible maximum mass, no? Dapat hindi yan susubra dyan, or else it will what is that, solicit what we call overloading. Then when there is overloading, it may destroy the function of the vehicle, then it might collapse. So another term is phase, no? Those right-of-way and clearance intervals in cycle assigned to any independent movement of vehicle traffic or pedestrian is considered a phase. It is the right-of-way and clearance interval. That is the phase. Then another is pre-time signal. This is any type of control devices installed solely for the purpose of assisting right-of-way for emergency vehicles. Yan ang pre-timed signal, any type of traffic control device installed solely for the purpose of assigning of right-of-way to emergency vehicles. Next is profile grade. That is the trace of a vertical plane intersecting the top surface of the proposed wearing surface. Profile grade means either elevation or gradient of such trace. Yeah. Progressive signal system or PSS. It is a series of traffic control signals timed and coordinated in such a way as to provide optimum movement of traffic through the system. Right of way or right turn on red is RTOR. That is a turning movement of an intersection which provides for the movement of traffic during a fixed delay, usually allowed and regulated by statute. Right turn on red. Okay. Right of way. It is a general term denoting land, property, or interest therein, usually in a strip acquired for or devoted for transportation purposes. Right of way. Okay? Yan. Maraming nag-aaway dahil sa right of way. That is why let us know the right of way. Example, merong frontage road, no? Yan. design, no, for them, no, then they have the right of way for that matter. Okay? So, hindi mo pwedeng pigilan. Or kung wala kang right of way, then you cannot use that portion of traffic way. Next is the term road, general term denoting a public for purposes of vehicular travel, including the entire area within the right of way. Okay, so don't forget that. Road marking is any traffic control device laid out or painted on the surface of the road or carriageway used to regulate traffic or to warn or guide road users. Yeah, road markings, yung mga pintura natin sa roadway, yung mga nakasulat, those are road markings. Roadside control, that is a public regulation on the roadside to improve highway safety, expedite free flow of traffic, safeguard present and future highway investment. Then roadside development, pakibasa na lang, those items necessarily to complete a highway which provide for the preservation of landscape materials and features. Next is roadway in general, that is the portion of highway, including shoulders or vehicular use. Avoided highways has 2 or more roadways in construction and portion of the highway within limits of construction. Roundabout, that is an intersection where all traffic is in one direction around a central or circular island. Running speed, that is the speed over a specific or specified section of highway, being the distance divided by the running time. And running time, that is the time the vehicle is in motion. So movement, no? So habang nagmo-move yung sasakyan, then you can estimate the running time for that matter. Okay. So basically, I will end in a particular discussion on letter R. So please listen and use my next presentation that will start on the term separation line. Okay, thank you, and I hope you will use the simple presentation for your advantage. Okay, thank you. All right, so see you in our next discussion. Be good always.